Hi guys, it's Barry, and we're back with Kathy Stahl from Ohio, and another fella who's a DRescapes member. Coincidentally, was on the same plane flight that you just found out. And off the record to you now, this is relatively new. Won't mention his name because I don't have permission to, but he was saying, "My God, I wouldn't leave Kathy alone at the airport. She couldn't even walk. I carried her bag. I made sure, because I understand Dr. Frank arranged a pickup for you, arranged a little rental at a very reasonable price, about 3 doors, 4 doors from his office, so you don't have to worry about a car, and everything was taken care of, and the people have been looking after you well." And when David wrote me last night in an email in capital letters that he said, "That is so great about what I hear about Kathy," but he was saying you barely could make it out of the airport.
I could barely lift myself up out of the wheelchair, and it took the help of not only David, but the pilot to walk me down to my seat. One of the neat things that happened, which is so cool and so awesome, is that I hadn't spoken to this person. My husband has. And the week before, or a few days before, my cell phone rang, and it was this person. Never called me on the cell phone before. The only man that calls me on the cell phone is my husband. And I answered. And they said, "I'm going to the DR." "When?" "I am too." "When?" "Same day." "What flight?" I laughed because there's only one flight in here, flight 935 from Miami. But the neatest gift of all, he said, "What is your seat?" I told. He had the very last seat right next to mine. Not planned, not a coincidence. There are other ways of getting healthy and getting well. Not a Band-Aid, but a cure. A cure.
Are you still taking these 32 medicines now?
No. I am down to one non-narcotic pain pill a day.
Let me ask you a direct question. What advice, from personal experience, because I will tell the folks on camera, I used to be involved in outboard racing, and I had a serious accident, almost at 140 miles an hour. And Frank, as I got to meet him through other people years ago, Frank repaired my hip, which my leg got pulled out of the hip, literally pulled out and wrapped around the back of my body. And I was told also the same thing after many doctors. You're lucky to walk. Who walks after an impact on the water at 140 miles an hour? And in Formula One racing, you race very close in outboard Formula One, IOGP. And the thing is, I'm now an inch and a half taller, and all the things you described I can do as well. And I've never been, this happened so many years ago, they weren't yet giving all the drugs, like dispensing them like candy. This was about a decade and a half before that. But it was the same scenario. You're lucky to walk. Be thankful, which I always have been thankful. I want to know, what advice from your personal experience can you tell people watching this video right now who are currently suffering with similar situations without answers? What can you tell them from your own experience now that you've been through it for 5 days only? 5 days. What can you tell people?
Open your eyes. Open your mind. There is a solution, and there is a cure. The first day that I walked into Dr. Frank's office, I started to tell him what was wrong with me. And he went, he had me stand up, and it was all I could do to stand up. And he told me I had a mechanical problem, not a physiological problem. There is a difference. I could be cured and fixed. This is not imaginary. This is real. Every day I'm doing something new. Every day I see a difference in my face.
Do I ever? I'm sorry, but I have to butt in there. I'm not short on the words. When we saw you, when you were standing outside there straight, standing, I'm going, look at her. Before we even got out of the car, I said, look at her, Leanne. Look at your eyes are different. Your eyes don't have sorrow and pain in them. No, they're happy again. It's amazing that, though, I want you to bring out, though, when you're standing in your skivvies and he tells you to button up, isn't that remarkable how he can tell the history of you through your body? About 10 years ago, you had some sort of mechanical impact, an accident, a car, a boat, a motor, that here you hurt, right? Here, just by you standing, right? I think that's amazing how he does that. It's scary, actually.
For me, and this is only for me, this man has a gift. And he is using it in the most unselfish, giving way to give someone back their life. For him to look at me and tell me that I suffered a trauma 16 years ago, and he could identify every single point. And for me to have to be quiet was difficult because I'm a talker.
No. That's what I love about you.
And I'm bold. And I will mince no words. Because Barry, you have my permission from my soul, my email, my phone number, anything I can do to help. I am on my way to a new life. I am going to be 64 years old in November. I feel for the first time like I am 25 again.
Well, that's what it's all about. I guess the part about the listening I'll have to take to advice is my wife is sitting there behind camera, and sometimes I need to improve in certain ways too, as we all do. But all we're trying to do is help good folks, but we need you guys to help others, to get the people off the fence post, because, you know, certain things we'll say, certain things we can't say. But we know time is not a commodity of abundance right now. And there are options. If people will only be open-minded enough to simple steps, get out of your comfort zone. Nothing that you do is permanent. If things settle in a decade or 5 years, go back if that's what you want to do. But the best way to view an intensive situation or a revolution is from a great distance. The medical care, the quality of diet, but it's not perfect, and no place in the physical world can be. All we're saying is, if you're looking for options, we're here to put you in touch with other people than myself and my wife that have been through the experience, that let the other people talk about it. And Kathy, I can't tell you, I'm going to speak for Leanne again. It's one of my faults, I'm sorry. But I know she'll agree with me in this one. If you have any doubt about how to thank us, all I have to do is look in your eyes and your face, and you've already done it. I can't believe the difference. I didn't mean to make you cry, sweetheart, but I know what you felt before, and I'm looking at you now, and I'm hoping those are tears of joy because other people have got to help themselves here. You know, they're really destroying humanity, and we're just glad we're able to help two more good people.
I have seen people this week from my own eyes that were in wheelchairs that are walking.
I know they're never going to believe me, but it's true.
I've seen it with my own eyes. I am in awe of seeing miracles. The one thing that is so important, you cannot, I hope that if only one person hears my testimony that a pill is not a fix. There's things you have to do. You must change your diet. The pill is not a fix. It's a Band-Aid. You will become addicted to the pills. And then you have another problem that has compressed over the other problem because now you are addicted to pills. And now you have to become unaddicted. And then there's going to be another doctor in the States that says, now you're addicted, so we have to unaddict you. Now you have to go to treatment or this, that, or the other.
Take these so you're not going to be addicted to those. It is a Band-Aid. It is. But I've done decades of research on this, and you know what makes it all worth it, like I said, is just looking at your face. That's what makes it all worth it. It really isn't that hard to try your best to help people. The DRescapes family is wonderful. And listen, guys, get in touch with us. I'm so glad Kathy was willing to do this video in our series. And it's not for everyone, but it sure is worth investigating. And is there any last statement you could make? Because I really want to thank you for getting out of your comfort zone to do this with us, Kathy. I appreciate it a lot.
You just said one of the key words, Barry. Take a leap of faith and get out of your comfort zone. Take a radical leap of faith and know that you too can sit here like me today and be practically out of pain after 5 days of only 30 minutes of treatment. Take that leap of faith, because for me, I did that. I came here without my husband. I came here not alone because I have family here. But I got out of my comfort zone and said, I'm going to do this. And I am doing it. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for anyone else. Stop listening. Stop listening to the lies and open your minds and your ears and cross that line. You are worth it. You are worth it to have a life that is joy-free pain and free of any pain, and to be able to live again and be well.
Kathy, this is Barry and DR. I don't think there's anything more that needs to be said.